You guys told me to do this. I ignored you for a very long time, but I finally did it. And as you can see in the thumbnail, I read the Farseer trilogy and I'm in love with Hobb. So let's do a little reflection moment. Let's get into it. Hello, book friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hello, if you are new. It's Alyssa, and I am a hobgoblin. Proud, shouting it from the rooftops. I am a hobgoblin. Because I finally finished the Farseer trilogy, and I'm in love with this. And everybody who told me to read it was right. Okay, you were right. You were 100% right. I'm gonna blow out your speakers. I'm sorry. If you have headphones in, I'm sorry. Apologies, I was excited. So let's just do a quick wrap up feelings about this. This isn't going to go into depth because this could be a very long video. There are fantasy creators out there who have done that already. This is just a girl sitting in a corner of her bedroom just wanting to gush for a second about how much I love Robin Hobb and how much I need the Fitz and the Fool. I need that ship in my life. I legitimately need it. So I need to get through all of these books because I have a feeling everybody's coming back in some way, somewhere. And I don't want to be spoiled, but I need that fanfic. I need Fitz and Fool fanfic in my life. So if you have Fitz and Fool fanfic that you think I should read, put that in the comments. I'll save that in a folder somewhere on my Kindle and I will read it later when I'm done with The Realm of the Elderling. But anyway, let's get into it. Assassin's Apprentice. I think that this was a really excellent start. I think that this is possibly where Fitz is the most immature and whiny, which makes perfect sense because he's a boy throughout most of this. The bits with all of the amount of dead dogs didn't need to happen. Okay, Robin, that was too much for me. All right, but at least it's not like brickmakers or something where they kill a greyhound. But come on, we did not need to. We did not need to harm that many dogs. We did not have poor Fitz have to go through that much trauma. But he went through trauma. Excellent start. Loved it. Burrich, fantastic. Verity, love him. I'm going to butcher names, okay? But Ketterick, amazing. Does Ketterick even come up in this one? I don't even remember because they're all a blur now. Yeah, because he does go to Jumpe here. He goes to Jumpe. Loved this book. I loved how much space we covered in this. I love how expansive this world already is at the start of this, how much lore there is. These creepy zombie-like creatures that are running around. Excellent addition. The difference between the skill magic and the wit magic. I don't know why we have to vilify the wit magic, but I do like that later in the series we do get to meet other people who have the wit magic, and that you can see that this older form of magic isn't what Burrich seems to think it's going to become, and the fact that Burrich spends all his time denying. Burrich is always denying himself something. That's what I've come to realize. He's constantly denying himself something. He's so self-sacrificing. He cannot just accept himself as he is. I'm not going to use my wit magic. I'm not going to be with the lady I love because she should be with someone else. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. The man just needs to let himself be happy. Anyway, loved. Excellent start. Okay, hopefully this makes any sense to you as you're watching this. This is just chaos. Okay, this is just chaos, random stream of consciousness thoughts that I have while talking about Farseer. Okay, Royal Assassin. Everything with Night Eyes. We love Night Eyes. We stand Night Eyes. Phenomenal. Made up for everything that happened here. Honestly, with the creatures, made up for it 1,000%. He's still a little whiny in this. He's a little bit of a little bitch in the beginning, Fitz, because he's all oh, I've got trauma from all the stuff that happened to me in Jumpe. But okay, I get it. And he does kind of get his shit together. And the ending of this, bonkers. Fun. Loved it. Loved it. If there's spoilers in this, I'm sorry, but the ending of this, phenomenal. You know what I didn't need? All the Molly. And I don't mean E, I mean Molly, his love interest. She is useless in all reality. I guess I understand when it gets a book 3 why she has to exist because of other things with like lineage and stuff, but like she can go suck on a log. I don't know. I don't like her. I don't like that whole storyline. I feel like Fitz doesn't need a romance. And if he's going to have a romance, it should be with the Fool because he and the Fool have phenomenal interactions. The Fool is my favorite character by far. The Fool is so insightful, so fun, so interesting. Just shows up places and just says random shit. I love it. I love it so much. He's very like Shakespearean at times. I love it so much. I love the Fool. Can you not be with the Fool? And I know that apparently Robin Hobb has gone off about how she doesn't like that people have like shipped them and like written fanfic about them and all that. But I just need Robin to accept the compliment that is people writing fanfic about your books because they love them so much that they want more of them. And it's not my fault that you shipped the wrong people. Love this. Ending, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. That shit. Loved it. Had to start the third one. So good. Too long. So good. This, honestly, the amount of things that happen in these pages is insane. It's absolutely freaking sane. Where we start with Fitz and where we end with Fitz, emotionally, physically, geographically, intellectually, what a character arc. What a change from start to finish. But I do think it was a bit rushed at the end. I'm going to say any criticism that my friends have had about like Hobb and the third book, I will give a little bit of credence to because though this was phenomenal and like all the stuff at the end with Verity and all the other stuff, I'm trying not to spoil everything for everybody. So if for some reason you also have not read Robin Hobb, you can just enjoy this. I think that the ending of this was too rushed. That's what I'm gonna say. I think that we had all this buildup, all this moving. Like he travels so much in this book. He gets out of so many scrapes. There's so much happening. And then we get to this end like chunk and it just speeds up really quickly that ending and like the wrapping up all the ends feels so rushed compared to like the beginning parts of the book. So I wonder if maybe she should have just made this a 4-book series and then she could have lingered a little longer in the ending bits of this, but that's not what happened. So we're just going to accept it. Okay. I did also find sometimes because we got really heavy into the skill magic at the end of this, and it often got a little bit confusing because so it's like skill magic is like in your head, sort of things are happening. It's very like almost like dreamlike. It's very difficult to capture well in written word without it becoming confusing. And this had many moments where it started to flirt with that. Like it's getting a little too confusing for my liking. And I think it would be easier to portray in film somehow because you can like do something cinematically to make it quite clear that like what is happening within skill magic and not within like reality, like tangible reality. But I really liked how the skill magic really amped up in the third book and was like a nice balance to his wit magic. And I like how they kind of ended up working in tandem together. I still don't quite understand how like in the beginning of this series, Verity can like, so like when Fitz is asleep or he's having these dreams or whatever, like his skill magic, because he has no control over it, can like infiltrate Verity's. And so Verity can like see or feel or like know about his dreams, which is when you're a young teen boy and you're dreaming about like your little crush, the things that you're dreaming about are maybe you don't want everyone to know about them, you know what I mean? And he can like sense all of that, but I don't understand how he also can't sense that he has the wit because I feel like if you can get into his brain with a skill, why can't you feel that there's also wit magic there? It feels weird that they're so siphoned off, like so cordoned off from each other. So I don't know if I missed something and how the two of them interact or if that's not explained. So if anyone can explain that to me, please feel free to explain it to me in the comments below because I may have missed that because there's a lot of details in this. May have missed it. Time for general thoughts. The writing, aces, superb. The way that Hobb writes like scenes and you can really like feel and uh, they're so vivid. I love it. She has a very like literary quality to her writing as opposed to some other fantasy writers that are just very heavy on the fantasy. She also is very good at giving detail, but not overdoing detail. So like I think I said this in a TBR Lowdown episode when we talked about one of these books. Robert Jordan goes so far into detail that it's mind numbing and too much. But I feel like Hobb does a really good job of giving you just on the edge of that where you can truly feel a scene and really understand a character and can really visualize if you're like somebody who reads and visualizes, you can really visualize the scene, but it's not so overbearing that you're bored while you're reading it, in my humble opinion. So I loved it. Loved it. And the women, can I just say the women in these books? I know that they don't really take like center stage in Farseer because it's really about like fits for the most part, but the women on the sides of they are phenomenal. And I've heard that in I think live ship you get more women and it's very like I'm gonna love it. That's what I've heard. So I'm very excited to get into live ship to see more ladies. But like the ladies in this book, like Patience, Ketterick, some other people, they're so interesting. Even Starling. Like I really enjoy the way Rob, her name is Rob now. I really enjoy how Hobb writes her female characters. They can be ladylike but they're also very strong and cunning, and you don't want to ever underestimate them because you will regret it. And I love that so much. Anyway, I think I've gushed about this enough. If you want like a really in-depth look at this series, I'm not your gal. I'm just gonna gush. And I guess I will come in at the end of each individual series and do this if that's something you guys want to see me just kind of react overall to how I feel about Realm of the Elderlings. But yeah, so good. I'm a proud hobgoblin and I cannot wait to get into live ship and yeah, see where this mini book series takes me. I do like it's not like Wheel of Time where it's just a bunch of books straight in the same sort of timeline and everything. I like that I get to hop around in this world. I know that we're going to interconnect in places. I know that they're all going to kind of build on each other in some way in this world and how expansive this world is. So I'm really excited to see like where those touch points happen, where those intersections happen, how she does it, and to get to follow new people and still sort of be in the same world, if that makes any sense. So I'm really excited. And again, if you have, this is very important, this is the most important thing in this entire video. If you have Fits in the Fool fanfic recs, please leave them in my comments so that I can read them when I am done with all of these books. Because I ship them so hard. I like seriously, my final I'm gonna show you embarrassing stuff. So my final, I mean, I don't know if you want to read my thoughts, but my final thoughts on the final book just include Fits in the Fool fan art because I just wanted it so much. And we get like the smallest tiny crumb of a tease in Assassin's Quest. The tiniest book. We get like two crumbs. We get one little crumb where we talk about whether the fool is a man, is she a female, are they non-binary? What is the fool? Little crumb right there. And then we got a little crumb right at the end. A little moment between the two of them. And that's all I'm going to get until I get that fanfic. I'm going to compose myself. Anyway, that's all I have. I guess stay tuned for when I finish live ship. I will give you my thoughts when I get to it. Till then, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever want to go come closer next to me.
find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be.